Hey everyone, I'm here real quick. There's something important I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm running around packing for Hawaii, and Emmy's hanging out with me. Say hi. Hi. And I just didn't want to wait until I get back from Hawaii because there's too many of you that I think need this message, and I'm hearing from a lot of you. This video is for those of you that are trying to get back into your business. Some of you have teams. Some of you maybe took a couple months off for whatever reason, or you just kind of slacked for a couple months. Sometimes there's good reasons for that. But now you're wanting to come back, and you're saying to me, how do I start, okay? So here's one thing that I want to make clear to you. If you are running your team, but you're not running your personal business, that's what I call charity work, okay? If you're not getting your own sales in, you're just basically doing charity work, and it's great, and it's sweet of you to help your team. But if you need to do this for you too, you've got to be running your personal business. And the other thing is, not only that, but it's also going to shoot you in the foot. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you're only working with your team. Because a couple months from now, with the rule in direct sales, you've got a third coming, a third working, and a third going. If you don't work your personal business, you're not going to have anybody coming to replace those people that are going. Okay, and so I ran into that. I had a baby, I was pregnant, sick, I've been through it, and you get to those points where you feel like I really need to pick it up again. Sorry, this girl's happy. I really need to pick it up again, but how do I start? Where do I start? And I feel like too many times I just dove into, I gotta lead my team, instead of diving into my personal business. And finally this last time, I took an honest look. I went and looked how many return customers do I have. You guys, it was like none. And let's think about what I could do for that. And here's why. You guys, can you imagine having people come back to you and just getting some automatic PRV every month? And not only that, but people who love Jamberry and they want to host and they tell their friends about you. I had to think to myself, how can I make people be loyal to me? What's the reason that I'm giving them to come back? Because if they don't have a reason to come back to me, they're just going to order from anybody, Get her a toy. Here. So, I have made a whole nother video about customer follow-up, and you can watch that. That's what I did to get back in contact with my customers. I worked on my VIP group. When I started it was like 10 people. I had to get people in there one at a time. Literally one customer at a time I've worked with, getting back in contact with them, thanking them for their orders, sending them thank yous, talking about hosting parties. Literally, what you do now will have an effect on your business a couple months from now. And so I'm willing to bet that if you feel like you're coming up dry, it's probably because you've had a couple months where you have slacked with your personal business. I promise if you start sitting down, put 75% of your time into your own business right now, not your team. I know it's hard. I know it's easier to just work with your team. But it is a huge part of what you do. Because if you're not having parties, then, okay, if you don't keep in contact with your customers, number one, you may not be booking parties. If you don't book parties, you're not going to get sales, and you're certainly not going to get recruits. It's really hard to get all of those things if you don't have your business just kind of running like a machine. But if you get your business going, if you get jump in, get some bookings now, connect with every customer you've ever had. Go back to people who have deactivated, see if they want to be your customers. They love Jamberry. A lot of them have made great customers for me. Connect with those customers, ask them if they want to host, get a couple parties booked, and then from those, make it your goal to get more. I promise your business will start just running. Get your VIP group going, make a mystery hostess party for your VIPs. If you don't have a VIP group, like I said, I had to do it one customer at a time, reconnect. I would send them cards, thanking them for their orders, thanking them for being my customers. I send them all catalogs. Do whatever you have to do to contact. Even if you just send a message asking them how they are and you don't say anything about Jamberry. But that has to be your goal with getting back in. And I know it sounds counterproductive. It's like, well, shouldn't I start working with my team? Well, a lot of you, your team is still going. And yes, they need you, but it does you no good if you don't work your own personal business. And I just want to say this to you guys because people said it to me, but I didn't take it to heart. And I learned it the hard way. And I came to a point where I was like, wow, I have no recruits. My TRV is getting low. My PRV, I'm struggling. And I had to make it a priority. And I want you guys to do that also. So if you're wondering, where do I start? How do I get back into this? Make your personal business a priority. Think to yourself, how what reason am I giving my customers to come back to me? And just work it. I know you guys can do it.